This lecture is for BCCA Sem 1 students for financial accounting, and this lecture will be focusing on final account. And in previous lecture we have seen about the final account, and that was very basic question. In today's lecture we will be having some advanced question so that we can have proper clarity of final accounts. So what is final account, and what are the components, and what can be the procedure that we have seen. Now this one is somewhat advanced question from the point of view and from the your syllabus level. And let's start with our second question, and this question is on final account, and this question is containing around 7 adjustment entries. And after analyzing adjustment entries, you have to put your focus on the question. So yes, let's start with this question. So this question you can find in the description box of this video. So we are analyzing the question, then after we will going to solve this question. So we have n numbers of material on the debit side and on the credit side. So how we can solve this? What should be the procedure to solve the final account? So first of all, you have to read whole question. You have to go through with the whole adjustment, whole items of trial balance. Then after you can have the trial of the preparation of the trading P&L and the balance sheet. So how you can analyze, and what can be the strategy to analyze that? So you should have a pen or pencil in your one hand, and on the other hand you can have one question. And how you can deal with this question? So first of all, you have to read all the adjustments. Okay, first adjustment is about closing stock, next one is about exercise duties. So you have to find where we have written where the exercise duties has been mentioned in the trial balance. So yes, there is one exercise duty, so you have to put a right mark to the exercise duty, so that we can write that question into the inner sides, okay, so that we can have final calculation on the outer side, okay, on the outer column. So yes, we found one exercise duties. Then after, the second one is about the depreciation on furniture. So you have to put right click on the furniture. Office furniture is there, take office furniture over there. Then after we have bad debts and provision for bad debts and discount for the debtors. So you have to read all these things. Then after, you will be finding some provisions regarding bad debts and the amount of bad debt and the debtors. So yes, you have to put right tick on provision for bad debt, which you can find on the credit side of trial balance. We found provision for bad debt. We found the bad debts. Then after we will be putting right click on the debtors. So yes, you can find debtors from this list, and you can just tick debtors over the trial balance. Okay. So yes, thereafter we have the last adjustment, which is on purchase and on the machinery. So you have to put marks on the machinery and on the purchase. So that is how, after putting all these signs, what you can do. You just can analyze right now the things which you have understood. So yes, we have taken all these things. Now we can shift all these things to here only. So let's solve this question. So first item for us is plant and machinery. So plant and machinery is our asset. So I am putting here plant and machinery. So we have given tick to plant and machinery. That's why I am writing this 5,000 into the inner side. Thereafter we have office furniture. After putting one line space, I can write over here office furniture. Furniture is my asset. That's why I am writing this in the inner side 260. Then after, we have opening inventory. Opening inventory means opening stock, and opening stock should be written on the debit side of trading account. So here we can write to opening inventory. opening inventory is 4,800. Then after motor van, the motor van is my asset, so I have to write here motor van. Motor van, noting, that's why I am writing this on the outer side, 1,200 rupees. Account receivable, again we have to write this on this side. Account receivable we have to write on the inner side, 4570, because there are lots of things which we have to add over here. Okay. Account receivable is generally nothing but your debtors. Okay, so I also can write here the debtors. Okay. So then after we have cash. Cash will be written. There are 3 to 4 items which we have to write on the behind, just down to the account receivable. That's why I am putting so much of space over here. Cash is rupees 40. Then after bank is 650. Wages. Then after we have wages. Wages is again the direct expense. That's why we have to write that on the debit side of trading account. Wages amounting rupees 15,000. Then after we have salaries. So salary, that one is my indirect expense. So I have to write on the debit side of payday. I have to write salaries. Salaries amounting 1,400. Then we have purchase. Purchase means direct expense. That's why I have to write over here purchase. And we have tick on the purchase. So we have to write purchase. We have to write purchase on in the inner column. Okay. So inner column 21,350. 21,350. Okay. Done. Then after note receivable. Receivable means the bills receivable. So this is my current asset. So I have to write in the credit on the asset side of the balance sheet. So I have to write over here note receivable. Note receivable, and amount is 720. Okay. Then after we have return inward. Return inward means return inward. There will be 2 types of inward: return inward and return outward. Return inward means sales return, and return outward means purchase return. So return inward. So return inward means this is my sales return. So if I have to write the sales over here, so after sales I can write here return inward. Okay, and return inward amount is 930. Okay, then after we have drawings. Drawings we have to write on the debit side, because it is on debit side. But the another way to show this is like you have to write capital first, capital, and then after you can reduce down drawings from this. Okay, and drawing amount is 7. Okay, that is how you can give treatment to drawing. Yes, rent is my indirect expense, so again I have to write over here rent is rupees 600. Then after we have excise duties. Okay, so to give treatment to the excise duties, where you can write excise duties, you have to write excise duties on the debit side of trading account. Why? Because this one is your direct expense. So to excise duties. Excise duty should be written on the inner side 80, and this one should also be written on the inner side. Okay, done. Then after we have insurance. Insurance is again my indirect expense, so I have to write this here in this pro forma. Insurance amounting 630. Then after general expense we have to write in the P&L general expense amount rupees 100. Okay, then we have bad debts. So to give proper format to bad debts, you have to give this with some space. So you have to write bad debts, and here you can write 250, and you have to put 2 to 3 lines to give proper presentation to that. So discount paid, okay. So discount paid is your 650. So this is again your indirect expense. So discount paid is your 650 rupees. Okay, so we have done with our debit side. Now we have to calculate the credit side. We have to shift to the you shift all the credit items to the respective pro forma. So sell is 48,000. Okay. Then we have equity. Equity means our capital. That one is 4,000. Then we have after equity we have account payable. So account payable 5,200. Then we have note payable. Note payable means my bills payable. Note payable is rupees 560. And after we have 3 things. First one is return outward. Return outward means purchase return. So purchase return I have to write just below to the purchase as write return, and amount will be 550. Okay, 550. So then after we have discount received and provision for bidding. Discount received. So discount received is my income, indirect income. So discount received, and amount is 350. Amount is 350. 370. And last item of the trial balance is provision for bad debts. That one is written on the credit side, but we are providing this. We want to provide this statement, or we want to provide this item at the debit side. So if this is the item of credit side, so if when we are writing this on the debit side, so we have to reduce down this figure from the debit one. So we are writing here bad debts. So the old bad debts which is written on the credit side, that we are writing here provision for bad debt. Old, I have to mention old. That one is 250. So I have to write 250. And 250 written in the bracket. Why in the bracket? Because to present figure as a negative. That is how we have completed all the posting procedure of trial balance. Now we can have the adjustments. So adjustment is about the first one is the closing stock. First adjustment is about closing stock. So closing stock will be shifted to the two sides. That provision will be mentioned on the basis of double entry system. So closing stock, what can be the entry for that? So closing stock account debit to trading account. So closing stock account debited, that's why that one is my asset. So that will be shifted on the asset side. So I have to write here closing stock. And closing stock amounting 5,200. Then after we have the second effect that should be on the credit side of trading account. So we have to write here closing stock. Amount will be 5,200. So second adjustment is about excise duties not paid. Not paid means that will be outstanding. That means this one is payable. So outstanding excise duties, how we can make entries for this? So excise duties account debit to outstanding excise duties account. So excise duties account has been debited here. That's why I have to put this on the debit side of trading account, and the amount will be 30 rupees, and I have to mention outstanding, and the total will become 110 over here. Then after the second effect of excise duties will be like outstanding of excise duty. That one is payable, liable. That means on the liability side. So I have to write outstanding excise duty amount rupees 30. Okay. So we have done with two adjustment. The third one is 5% depreciation on furniture. So 5% depreciation on furniture. So we have to write here 5% depreciation on the furniture. So we have to mention the 5% depreciation over here. 5% depreciation is 30 rupees. 5% depreciation. We have to reduce down from here, and the second effect will be written on the debit side of P&L account. So depreciation on furniture 30 rupees. So that is how you can give depreciation entry like depreciation on furniture account debit to office furniture account. Okay. Then after we have return of bad debts 70. So return of bad debt 70 means this will be your new bad debts. So these new bad debts can be taken as your expense. So I have to add, this is my expense. No, that's why I have to write over here new BD. New BD means bad debts. New BD, and this new bad debts will be reduced from the account receivable. New, and this amount is in minus form, so I have to write bracket. Done. Then after we have provision for bad debts. Provision for bad debts means this is your new reserve for doubtful debts. So what can be the entry? P&L account debit to debtors. So P&L account debit means here new RDB, new RDB, and that one is rupees 300. Okay. Then after we have to credit debtor. That means account receivable. So I have to put the minus mark and can write 3.
Your phone has no signal,
okay.
So I can't help you with that at the moment.
Okay. So next one is your bad debts, which I have to write as new RDB, new RDB. The last adjustment which is attached to debtor is that one is provision for discount. This is all about the bad debts, but what about the discount? So again, discount is my expense, so I have to write this on the debit side of P&L account. So how we can calculate this 2%? So 2% will be on like the reduced one. After reducing all these things from here, we can find the 2%. So 2% of bad debts I am taking from the book, and that one will be around 84 rupees. So 84 rupees. So 84 rupees again. I have to reduce down 84 from here, and I have to write 84 here. Okay, 84, and this 84 rupees is my provision for discount. Okay, so that is how we have to calculate now this side. So I am taking the direct calculation for this so that we can save our time, and that one is 4116. And the if we are talking about the P&L, so direct amount for the bad debts and all these things will be your will be the 350 and 50, 320. Okay. Then after we have last adjustment, and that one is about purchase. See, this is some ambiguous question, adjustment, and that adjustment is showing that purchase for 2000. That means machine has been purchased for rupees 2000, and that was wrongly debited in the purchase account. So machine account, that means we have to debit asset and not to the purchase account. So we have to put add sign. Why add? Because we have to add machinery in this plant and machinery side. Why? Because we have to add this, because this one is included in purchase. So we have to extract from this and we have to put over here. Okay, so we have to minus from this as like machinery 2000 and 2000 will be given to here, will be given here for purchase. Okay, purchase. So this will be your 2000. Okay, so that is how you can have the machinery of rupees 7000. Next, this is how we have completed with the additional information of the this trial balance. After shifting all the adjustment entries, we have calculated all the respective figures which were required to be calculated. So we have calculated this figure, and we have just simple taken additional and subtraction on the different places. So you have to take screenshot of this so that you can have clear picture of your all the calculations. Okay. Now we have to do only one thing, balancing the trading P&L. Okay. So we have to calculate now the total of debit side of trading account and total of credit side of the trading account. So for a trading account here, total is 52,750. 52,270. 52,270. Okay. So this is the total of debit side, of credit side, and I have written this total on the debit side as well. Now I have to add these all the figures, and after adding all these figures, I have to minus these figures from this. So I will be getting 13,650 rupees, and this will be known as my gross profit. This will be my gross profit, and this will be my balancing figure. Okay, so I have to put this amount in this circle so that we can find this is my balancing figure, and this I have to shift on the credit side of P&L account. So I have to write here gross profit. Gross profit is rupees 13,650. 13,650, and total of this will become 13,930. Okay, I have to calculate these two, and this will become your 19,930. Yes, 13,930. This will become your 13,930. Okay, and I have to write this last figure both the side, and now 13,970. And what will be the next stage then? I have to add all these figures, and I have to, after adding all these figures, the summation of all these figures will be deducted from this amount, and the balancing figure will be known as your net profit. Okay, here you will get net profit, and this net profit your net profit will be 10,083. After adding these all figures, you have to add all these figures, and the summation of these all figures you have to subtract from this figure, and you will get this figure here. So this will become your net profit, and I have to add this net profit to the capital, and I have to write here net profit, and amount is 10,083. 10,083. Okay, so that is how you can have 4783, and this is how you have calculated all the things. Now only one thing you have to do, and that one is 13383 will be here. 13383. Okay, so 13383 will be there, and after calculation of this all, you have to add these all the things, and you have to write the total of liability side. So total of liability side for us will be 19173, and the calculation of asset side will be the same. And after having this same figure, you can understand that this you have done at very basic levels, and you are arithmetically correct. Yes, there can be the mistakes which you have put on the debit or as well as the credit side. So this is how you can calculate the figures of gross profit, net profit, and you can do all the final account. You can have trading account, P&L account, and the balance sheet after the adjustment entries. So that is how we have come up with the final account. So in next lecture we'll be having next topic. Till then, be safe and be curious.